The newest Lorcana set is announced. Let's talk about it. So with Lorcana's most recent Lorecast concluding this week, we now have an official announcement and official title of Lorcana's newest set coming out in November, which will be Azurite Sea. Now, a couple of things come to mind when I think about this. Three specific things immediately hit me when I first saw the title and sort of that first video theme of what the Lumineers were doing and kind of where they were questing to next. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I see it is the fact that, of course, it's a pirate theme, right? I feel like every time we see a new set, no matter the TCG, right? Whether it's Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or of course in our world, Lorcana, you always kind of are drawn initially to that specific theme and what that theme might mean going forward for the hobby. And I'm sure there are going to be game playing, chemists in the lab right now, trying to decipher if the new Jim Hawkins and chip cards are going to work with other old pirate cards from specific, sets like Into the Inklands and Ursula's Return and things like that. So I will be watching from the sidelines on stuff like that, but it will be extremely interesting and exciting to see that deck building take place and see how that meta will take shape, because in a lot of ways that does affect collectability with cards, which does take me to the second call out that I initially saw, which is surprising because as a collector, usually I think from that mindset from the first and foremost standpoint. But in this case, it really was the meta that hit me first. But secondly, what comes to mind is just the fact that we're finally getting a specific product that is catered around a specific character. And in this case, I'm talking about, of course, Stitch. It was announced that there's going to be, with this set's special edition set, that it's going to be all sort of catered and sort of focused and beamed a light around one of our favorite Disney characters being Stitch. And you're even going to be able to get an exclusive promo card that's going to be available for that specific set, and also the lookbook or the book of all of the different Stitch arts that have been in Lorcana to this point. And if you've seen pretty much any Trove box opening that I've ever done, including the last one that we did with Shimmering Skies, and if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. We had a lot of fun opening that set together, most recently being Shimmering Skies. I know I said it there too, where I'm saying to myself, oh my gosh, I just miss that specific book that was in the first ever set. Of course, the Trove box that's behind me here from the first chapter, and I just really want them to bring that lookbook back. So huge shout out to them for answering my call. I doubt that they heard me, but I'm just gonna pretend like they did. So super excited about that. And then finally, the third thing that I will say that I did sort of, it came to my mind initially, is as I was watching the specific, minute clip that the Lumineers were doing, it's hard for me to not draw comparisons between their specific pirate, conquest, and also sort of Voyagers voyaging, like within Moana, or in this case, maybe the upcoming movie of Moana 2, which I have been very outspoken that I believe that this is finally the time that we are going to see a Moana Enchanted Rare. And I maybe it's just me speaking this into existence, or maybe it's me trying to convince myself of it. If I am wrong on this, I've been wrong about other things before, and that's okay. That is the fun of why we make these kind of predictions, and we have fun doing them. But I'm sorry, when I saw Kakamura and all of his gang come in within their specific boat, or I think it was multiple of them, similar to how they ganged up on Moana in the first movie, it just struck a chord with me, and it immediately had me saying to myself, I feel like that, instead of thinking of these as pirate ships, I'm almost seeing them as like Voyager ships. And so it'll be interesting to see if the time finally has come for Moana, or hey, even in this case, maybe it's even Hey at this point. Who knows? He's been a card in every single set to this point. So it wouldn't surprise me if they wanted to give him an Enchanted Rare before Moana, but super excited to see if they play off the specific Moana IP, as that movie will be coming into theaters, I believe, November 29th. And then, of course, this set in local game stores, I believe, November 15th, and then retail 2 weeks later. I believe it's that specific date. But with that normal 2-week split of the LGS and retail coming up on the heels of Moana 2, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to do anything with that. But those are kind of the initial thoughts that I had on the set, just going forward. I'm sure we're going to be doing enchanted predictions, things like that. I wonder what cards we're going to have in there, what specific card we'll have in there. But super excited to get that classic, more breadcrumbed information that we typically get from Disney, from Ravensburger, and super excited to bring all that to y'all. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's content, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. to the channel. Let me know in the comments section what you think about Azurite Sea, if you're excited for the pirate themed deck, if you're excited for the cards that you've seen to this point. What are you most excited about? What sealed product are you most excited about? Just anything Azurite Sea. I want to be able to interact with you all in the comments. You know I do. Until that time, we are eternally grateful for you all, and we'll see y'all on the other side. Peace out.